Hello and welcome back to Mimi's Corner. Thank you for tuning in to listen to us. On today's story is Nigerian jailed in US over $6 million inheritance fraud scheme. The way Nigerians are doing fraud these days, Just last week or which week ago, how many weeks ago, the king in Osun State was arrested and he was sentenced to like 6 years or how many years in prison over fraud. COVID-19 fraud, and now another Nigerian again has been jailed in US over $6 million inheritance fraud scheme. Now wow. A Nigerian national, his Lawrence Akimie, has been sentenced to 97 months in prison, that's just over 8 years, by a US court for his part in an inheritance fraud scheme that defrauded more than 400 elderly US victims of over $6 million. Now, wow, Nigerians are just putting, let me not say Nigerians, some Nigerians are just putting Nigeria on the black book like a lot of fraud cases these days. Akimie, aged 41, he pleaded guilty to conspiracy charges involving an international inheritance scam. He and his accomplices sent personalized letters to US residents, posing as bank officials in Spain. Informing recipients that they stood to inherit a multi-million-dollar legacy from a deceased relative abroad. Now, wow, those ones say, what are they looking for? The letter claimed that in order to receive their inheritance, the recipients had to pay fees that included delivery charges, taxes, and other payments, purportedly to satisfy government scrutiny. In reality, none of the victims ever received any inheritance. The money collected was funneled through a network that included US-based former fraud victims who were duped into acting as intermediaries, receiving and forwarding funds to the perpetrators. The sentencing occurred on September 11, 2025. Akimie is the 8th defendant to be sentenced in this sprawling scheme. An earlier defendant, Okezie Bonaventure Odbata, also received a 97-month sentence. Judge Roy Altman, who handed down Odbata's sentence, described the crime as incredibly serious and emphasized the need for a strong punishment to protect the most vulnerable, the least protected members of our society. U.S. Attorney Jason Quinons said that schemes like this not only steal money. The case has drawn renewed attention to Nigeria's recurring involvement in various cross-border frauds, particularly those involving inheritance scams, internet fraud, and romance scams. Is a lot, as in it is really a lot. I think at this point in time, we need to beg them or advise people that are doing this thing to stop robbing Nigeria. Like, how do I even put it? Like, stop making us bad. Stop painting our country bad. Everywhere there's a scam, there's a fraud that is going on, and it always involves Nigeria. Why? Please, we need to do better. Authorities across the US and globally are increasingly emphasizing cooperation with agencies in the UK, Spain and Portugal, plus Europol in detecting, investigating and prosecuting such international fraud networks. I really hope they can do something about it to curb this kind of things happening over and over and over again. And the way they put Nigerian in a space where everything about Nigerian is now fraud. They now think that every Nigerian is doing fraud. Or when you say you're a Nigerian, they look at you like a thief, like a fraudster, like It's really bad. They need to stop. My listeners, what do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.